What up guys, Miguel here from Yugatech, and in this video we're back at it again with another smartphone head-to-head. Today it's a battle between two Ultra flagships, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and the new HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra. Both these phones have exceptional cameras, great performance, and not to mention a similar price point of around 80,000 pesos. So we can only expect top spec performance from either of these phones. But does one perform better than the other? Roll that OBB and let's find out. Let's start with the design and construction of the two phones. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra features the Korean marquee's signature styling, which can be seen across their entire smartphone lineup. It's hard to mistake it for anything other than a Samsung, with the circular camera lenses protruding from the upper left corner of the back panel. The back panel is made out of a frosted glass, which is also protected by Corning Gorilla Armor, making it very tough. Because of the frosted or matte finish, it also makes the panel relatively smudge resistant. As for the frame, Samsung used a more premium metal, which is titanium. This makes the phone's frame not only stronger, but also lighter. And for those of you wondering, yes, we still get S Pen support with the S24 Ultra. Our S24 Ultra review unit is in the titanium black color, which also looks sleek. There are several other colors available in the market, and if you want something louder, there are also Samsung online exclusives like blue, green, and orange. Overall, the design is still similar of that of the S23 Ultra from last year. I mean, there is that saying, don't fix what ain't broken. Moving on to the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra. This phone is the successor to the popular P60 series. Huawei decided to change the name to rebrand the lineup into something more fashionable, and in our opinion, it does show. On the Pura70 Ultra, there's a redesigned camera housing which now sports a somewhat hidden Mickey. It's not as prominent on the Ultra model, but it's hard not to miss on the other Pura70 models. There's also a small Xmage logo at the bottom, evoking that the camera system on this phone means business. Unlike the glass back panel of the S24 Ultra, the Pura70 Ultra has a vegan leather back panel with a starry pattern which feels nice to the touch and will hold up for a long time. If users do want to protect the leather from damage or dirt, Huawei included a color-matched case that features the Pura monogram in the box. This way, even if end users use a case, they still have a stylish-looking phone. The frame of the Pura70 Ultra is made out of aluminum and weighs a lot more than the S24 Ultra. It does have a prominent design, helping the phone distinguish itself from others. Which one is better? We'll leave that to you, the viewers, since style is subjective after all. But we do agree that the Pura70 Ultra looks great and distinct. If you're someone more traditional, then the S24 Ultra might appeal more to you. Open up the phones and both have nice and clear screens. As they should, they are flagship phones after all. The screen of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra measures 6.8 inches and uses an LTPO AMOLED panel, which features a 120Hz refresh rate. It also comes with 2,600 nits of peak brightness, making it easy to use under direct sunlight. The HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra features an LTPO OLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate as well. The main difference is that the peak brightness is not as high as the S24 Ultra, rated at only 2,500 nits. Although we don't think the difference is very noticeable between the two in real-world use. Needless to say, both of the screens look great. You get nice vivid colors, deep blacks, and great sharpness. We can even adjust how vivid the screen is along with color options in display settings for both devices. Both are also well protected. The aforementioned Corning Gorilla Glass Armor for the S24 Ultra and Crystal Armor Kunlun Glass for the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra, which we have done a key scratch test with, which you can find here. No matter which of these phones users pick up, they can rest assured that they're bound to enjoy watching content on either one. Both phones also have outstanding stereo speaker systems. The S24 Ultras are tuned by AKG and gets Dolby Atmos support, and produce a great soundstage with clear resolution. That's not to say the speakers on the Pura70 Ultra aren't as good. We thoroughly enjoyed watching shows on both phones. Overall, both phones have great displays and speakers, and whichever one you choose, you won't be disappointed. Most importantly, with a high peak brightness on both, capturing content on sunny days are a non-issue, which makes this display segment a tie. Now, let's talk about the cameras of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra. When we tried out the S24 Ultra earlier this year, we were thoroughly impressed by the quadruple rear camera setup that the phone offers. It's still a very similar system used by its predecessor, the S23 Ultra, but Samsung did make improvements on the S24 Ultra, especially when it came to image processing. It's headlined by a 200 megapixel main shooter, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide, a 50 megapixel periscopic telephoto sensor that serves as the 5x optical, and another 10 megapixel telephoto that serves as the 3x. However, the camera of the Pura70 Ultra takes the cake here. I mean, it currently tops the DxOMark camera test for smartphones at the time of this recording. While the Pura70 Ultra has fewer cameras than the S24 Ultra, it utilizes a 50 megapixel 1-inch pop-out sensor, a 50 megapixel periscopic telephoto macro camera, and a 40 megapixel ultra-wide. This allows users to shoot all kinds of subject matter in various lighting conditions. More importantly, the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra has the advantage of AI and Huawei's X-Mage color processing that further enhances the photos. As such, we were able to capture a lot of nice photos and shoot in different kinds of conditions on both phones. The images come out sharp and clear with vibrant colors that still appear accurate. No more editing needed since you can upload these to social media right out of the gate. There's also optical image stabilization on both phones to help stabilize photos if users have shaky hands. The results speak for themselves though. Just check out these photos captured by the Pura70 Ultra and the S24 Ultra. Without the watermarks, we can clearly see that one captures images better than the other. At 1x zoom, the photos look similar, but the colors are represented better on the Pura70 Ultra. However, the difference can be seen when you're zoomed in. The drop-off in sharpness and clarity is more noticeable on the S24 Ultra, while on the Pura70 Ultra it appears still quite sharper. And the same can be said for the ultra-wide shots. But all of this isn't to say that the S24 Ultra is bad at taking photos. It just so happens the Pura70 Ultra does a better job at it. Like the photos, you can take beautiful video on both phones, both in the day and the night. But the 8K resolution on the Galaxy S24 Ultra does help a lot, especially if you want to downscale the video in post for reframing. However, when you need to zoom in, we feel that the Pura70 Ultra's telephoto sensor feels a lot nicer. Overall, we'll have to give the segment to the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra. It takes better photos and sharper videos, especially if you need to zoom in. But still, you shouldn't count the cameras of the S24 Ultra out. It's still very much a capable mobile photography and videography shooting device. For performance, the S24 Ultra sports a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset with 12GB of RAM. Users can choose between 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB of storage. Meanwhile, the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra utilizes a Kirin 9010 chipset. If you're unfamiliar with the Kirin chipset, it is Huawei's very own in-house chipset. The Pura70 Ultra also comes with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of internal storage. In terms of performance, both phones can easily handle day-to-day tasks without any issues whatsoever. Even if we have multiple apps running in the background or use split screen and pop-out windows, users won't experience any lags or slowdowns, making either one perfect as a daily workhorse. These two phones are also very capable when it comes to playing games. Whether you want to play light games or graphic-intensive titles like Genshin Impact, you won't run through any issues either way. For reference, both phones can easily handle Genshin Impact with all graphic settings turned to max with decent loading times. So it seems that the Kirin 9010 chipset on the Pura70 Ultra is very capable as well, and could match the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the S24 Ultra. The Pura70 Ultra does come with more RAM as well, virtually allowing it to handle more tasks. To give everyone a better idea though, here are the benchmark scores of the Pura70 Ultra and the S24 Ultra. When it came to the Antutu score of the S24 Ultra, it's more than double that of the Pura70 Ultra at 1.7 million points versus 880,000 on the Pura70 Ultra. The S24 Ultra also has faster read and write speeds too. And with that, we definitely have to give it to the Galaxy S24 Ultra for the better performance numbers. Lastly, we have to go over battery life. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra uses a 5000 mAh battery pack, while the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra gets a larger 5200 mAh capacity. Despite that, you will be surprised which phone's battery lasted longer using our benchmarks. Based on our testing with PCMark's Work 3.0 battery test, the S24 Ultra garnered a result of 15 hours and 53 minutes, while the Pura70 Ultra resulted in 15 hours and 33 minutes. The test was done with 50% brightness, airplane mode turned on, and volume muted to account for mixed usage variables. In real-world use, both phones do last a relatively long time, even if end users use the phone the entire day to take photos, videos, or work on day-to-day tasks. They won't have any issues with battery life whatsoever. When we need to recharge, the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a slower fast charging rate at 45 watts wired with 15 watts of wireless charging and 4.5 watts of reverse wireless charging. The Pura70 Ultra juices up faster with the 100 watt wired fast charging, 80 watts of wireless charging, and 20 watts of reverse wireless charging. So let's call battery a tie. The S24 Ultra wins in longevity, but the Pura70 Ultra takes the cake for charging speeds. For connectivity, the S24 Ultra has the big advantage here as it features 5G connectivity, Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 5.3. On the Pura70 Ultra, it is capable, but the 5G band it utilizes isn't supported here in the Philippines, which means users are limited to 4G LTE, plus it only comes with Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 in comparison. We still don't think this is enough to overshadow its impressive camera system, but with that said, we have to give this one to the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra once again. Now, let's talk cost. At the time we recorded this video, Samsung is offering a special price for the entry config S24 Ultra at 79,990 pesos for the 12 plus 256 gig configuration, while the 12 plus 512 gig variant is on sale for 87,990 pesos. The 1TB variant retails for 96,990 pesos. For the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra, there is only one config currently on sale, the 16 plus 512 gig variant retailing for 79,999 pesos. So overall, we do think the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra wins this comparison for its better performance scores and its overall balanced feature set. It is a bit more expensive though compared to the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra, but you do get a proper flagship experience. But if you're someone who's just an absolute sucker for mobile content creation, then the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra will definitely be your choice. It has a better camera system for capturing all kinds of content, and that the ExoMark #1 spot isn't just for show either. So that's what we think of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra versus the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra. If you had the budget, which one between these two would you choose? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. But if you found this video informative, educational, or fun, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon to get notified of our future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com and follow us on our socials. That is Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see ya in the next one. Cheers.